What's up, world? It's your boy Mark back with another video. And in today's video, tonight I think is a State of the Territory address. State of the Territory, it ain't looking good. Honestly, it ain't looking good. I was looking at a video which I'll place on here right now. Fair Use Act. I'll put it up here right now. So the video is basically showing how things are progressing in Jamaica, and if you ask me, things are progressing pretty well in Jamaica.
A flourishing Caribbean island nation, is enjoying a transformational period, with big projects altering its environment and improving its economic prospects. These mega projects represent a commitment to modernization and long-term development by addressing vital requirements such as transportation, port facilities, and energy infrastructure. From massive highway extensions to the modernization of critical commercial hubs, Jamaica's mega projects are not only improving connectivity inside the island, but also establishing it as a regional trade and business powerhouse. 1. Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Program. The Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Program stands as an expansive and transformative initiative with a formidable budget of $11.5 billion, aimed at revitalizing a 165-kilometer stretch of roadway between Maypen and Port Antonio in Jamaica. This ambitious project unfolds across 3 comprehensive phases, each meticulously designed to elevate transportation infrastructure and contribute to the nation's economic growth. The initial 2 phases of the program are set to revolutionize the Southern Coastal Corridor. This involves the construction of a new 4-lane roadway from Maypen to Yalas, introducing a modernized transportation artery. Simultaneously, the existing route from Yalas to Port Antonio undergoes a significant facelift, with enlargement and restoration efforts aimed at enhancing its overall efficiency and safety. Looking ahead to the program's 3rd phase, slated to commence in 2024, the focus shifts to the construction of a cutting-edge 4-lane motorway connecting Port Antonio and Morant Bay. This forward-looking phase is a crucial component of the holistic plan, promising to further streamline connectivity and accessibility in the region. Anticipated for completion in 2027, the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Program holds the promise of revolutionizing travel dynamics in Jamaica. Beyond the evident benefits of improved traffic flow and reduced travel times, the initiative aspires to create a safer and more efficient route. Importantly, the project is expected to act as a catalyst for economic revitalization in the southern parishes, fostering increased economic activity and prosperity in this vital part of Jamaica.
The infrastructure is building up, and for a third world country, their infrastructure is picking up a lot more than ours. There's stuff happening. The only thing that happened, I could say, of major significance within the last couple of years was actually the building up of our new waterfront. And that's something that's been in play for the longest while. But we still have the rest of the waterfront to build up, and if you ask me, I don't think that honestly is going to ever be done. We only have a half a job. I feel as if that's how things are being done in the Virgin Islands, halfway done, and not even to the full. So the next thing I want to talk about is, in terms of not even infrastructure, is actually mainly education. Since the hurricanes, the U.S. Virgin Islands were hit with 2 major Category 5 hurricanes in 2017, and since then, there were a couple major schools on the island, namely Goin School, I want to mention, which is a major junior high school. It was, at the time, the junior high school that had the most students on the island. Got, I'll say about, let's say 40%, let's say 35% destroyed. And for those of y'all who know, that particular junior high school was located down next to the Sandfield, where the big container ships come in, such as Tropical Shipping and Crowley Shipping. I ain't gonna name no name, but one of those shipping companies has taken over the school. They're putting the shipping containers in the yard, and as of last I heard, they practically own the area where the school is right now. They have yet to knock down the buildings, but they're using the ball field and the parking lot area for the school to put their shipping containers. Why is that even being done? and the schools haven't been, look, it was in 2017 with a hurricane. So we had 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and here we are now in 2024. 7 years. 7 years has passed since the hurricanes of 2017, and yet nothing has been done as far. We don't see any continuing or ongoing projects for those schools being rebuilt. In particular, Coin School, Charlotte O'Malley High School, has been abandoned for 7 years. What has been done? We heard contracts have been given out. People already have received the monies, but they haven't even started. Not one drop, one stone has even fell on Charlotte O'Malley High Schools. So, it honestly begs to ask, how could you say the country running good if these things aren't being dealt with? Education, a lot of I used to remember back in the days, and even still now, you always hear the people who running for political office saying, oh, the children are our future, the children are our future. Yeah, the children are our future. But how are you doing that to our future? You having them in makeshift classrooms, which was supposed to be temporary, but we don't know how it is when they say something will be temporary in the Virgin Islands. It never is temporary. It more or less becomes permanent. Basically, that's a new word that they should make up here in the Virgin Islands. Temperament. Because everything that they say going to be temporary, they end up being permanent. And it's sad. It's sad for the children, because me, when I went to school, when I graduated high school and went to DeVry University in Atlanta, I already was behind the buck. I hadn't had major time behind a keyboard, behind a computer when I went there. The majority of time I even spent behind a computer when I was down here was in my ET, electronic technician class. There was a computer in the room, and every now and then we used to use it, and for the most part we used to use it to play games. So I never was doing any major word processing or major work, turning in my work. I wasn't accustomed to doing my work on a computer and turning it into the professor and so forth. Thankfully, one of my roommates had a computer, so I was able to do my work on his computer and turn it in that way. But I never had my own computer until like years after. You understand? Now, of course, children have their computers and so forth. But let's say graphic design, because afterwards I went to school for graphic design. Even still, I had my own computer, and I taught myself. Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator is the two major things that people learn. So they have a lot of children who want to go to school for graphic design, web design, and so-called programs. How many of these classes are being taught even now today in high school? If you guys know if these classes are being taught, please let me know. But our students are leaving down here, graduating high school, yes, but going up and being like 4 years, 2 to 4 years behind those same students who are entering as freshmen into the school. And it is sad, it is sad, it is sad. It's a very sad state of the territory, a sad state, and Lord knows I'm keeping this video short. Those are just two things that I could press that's in my heart to talk about right now on this episode of What Going On here in the VI, because there's a whole lot more stuff going on. But as I said, for this next for this week's broadcast, I just want to talk about that. And I really hate that, yeah, we're making a lot of money on tourism and so forth. We're getting a lot of money because they have thousands of tourists hitting this territory on a weekly basis. And we're getting a lot of money, but we pour more of that money into carnival activities than into stuff like education. I think we really have our priorities mixed up in where those monies should be going to, and whoever money ain't going into carnival activities, going probably into somebody's pockets. You know what I'm saying? Ill-gotten gain and so forth. But we gotta do better than that. Instead of our leaders walking around here higher than the hog, driving around in government vehicles and so forth, this should be really taking an honest and genuine concern into the people them, and not even the people them, our children them of the Virgin Islands. Because if we don't pour into our children, they ain't gonna be a Virgin Island soon. They honestly ain't gonna be no Virgin Island soon for us to look back to and even be proud of. Because most of us, once again, even when we do move away, our children move away, they end up staying in the state, just as I did for a good portion of time. I ended up staying in the state that I went to school in for at least 10 years before I even came back. And we losing our Virgin Islands, period. That's how it is. But that's just me saying my little point and whiting one of the things I see going on here in the Virgin Islands. Talking about the last two things I talk about, the little pothole here in Bodo and the big manhole cover that's missing up in front of the gas station. Guess what? It's 3 weeks later and none of them things been fixed as yet. So where the money going? That's why all I want to ask. And that's probably going to be my repeated question that I going to ask every time I have this little show here. What going on Virgin Islands? Where the money going? Alright, I like to say in the Virgin Islands is one of the places where nothing is as it's supposed to be. Everybody keep on saying, well, it's supposed to, everything's supposed to. We were supposed to have a brand new high school by now. We're supposed to have a brand new junior high school from now. Where did it? Alright? So, we gotta do better. We honestly gotta do better. Comment down below with your suggestions and comments and let me know what can we do as a Virgin Islands people to do better. Alright? This is Marky Mark signing out, saying make sure to leave your mark on the world. VI to the world, people. Peace out.